container. Inside the logo container, then I'll put the image tag. Then I'll grab the image which I'll be using. I'll be using just one image like that, not a logo like that, but I will style it. 1.jpg, yes. Then after that, I'm going to create the nav link, still using my ID, nav links. Then inside my nav links, I will be creating the unordered list, UL, LI. I want it in let me say 4 or 5 is fine. Okay, let's make it to be in 5 places. I think 5 places is fine. So asterisk, where are you? Shift and 8 in 5 places. Then I have this shortcut, so to give me this. So I'll make it, I'll put the pound sign here to save time. Then here, the first one here, I will give it home in cap. The second one here, I will say about. The third one here, I will say services. The fourth one, I'm going to, what should I call that? Portfolio is fine. Yes, portfolio. Portfolio. Then the last one, I will make it to be contact. Fine. Now, then I want to quickly style this. So to style this now, all I need to do, I'll be using the external CSS. That is external styling. External, because I've introduced that yesterday. So I will do that by, I've already created the dropdown. That is the file name, which is dropdown.css. So I will just go ahead to link the file here by having my link tag. So the name of the file is dropdown, yes, CSS. Then the type equal to text/CSS. So I will go to my CSS now, that is the file, and I will start the styling. Now, before I style it, I will need to let's take a look at the browser and see how it looks like. Let's go back to see how this looks like. We have the image and we have the links. Now this is how it looks like. I will use this for my logo. I will style it. I will turn it to logo. Then this is the links underneath. So this is the logo I want to use, and these are the links. So I'll go back to my code and do the styling now. So inside my CSS, the style sheet, I will firstly do the add reset, which is this. Margin is 0px, padding is 0px, box sizing, border box. Then I will add the fonts. I will just add a font, that is font family. So I can use the font all through the code. Font family, I love Tribuchet. Tribuchet is fine. So after this has been done, so the next thing I will do now is I want to grab the overall container, which is this, the top nav overall and style. So I will go back to my CSS here, and I will style it. Don't forget, if you are making reference to ID, you use the palm sign. Take note of that. So now I continue. I will give it a width of, let's say, 100%. Someone is at the lobby. Let's accept the person. Who is there? Okay, Amaka. So now back to here. So now the width of the container that is holding everything to be 100%. And I want the height to be 80 px, not percent now. Then I will give it a background color of background color. Then I will use the RGB instead. I want to introduce it to all. RGB, red, green, blue. That is the meaning. I will use 240 command, then 4 for the green, then the blue should take 94. That is the RGB, red, green, blue. That is the meaning of that. So now, if I should take a look at my browser, let's see what happened. So I have it running across from the beginning to the end here at the top. So I will go back again to target the image, that is the logo container. So the logo container now, I will go back to grab the name of the logo, which is this logo container. I will go back to my CSS here, and I will say, don't forget it is an ID. So ID, not class. So here now I will say the width of the logo, let me assign 20% to that. 20% is fine. Then I will go ahead again to target the image now, which is the logo. The image, that is the image itself. So here I have, the logo container. Yeah, I'm right. Then img, which is the logo, which is this one itself. Let me show you. The img is coming from here. So I'm targeting this, and I'm targeting also what is inside it. So take note of that. So here now, I have here, I want to give it a width of, let's say 60 px. 60 px. Let's take a look at the front end. Now the logo is this. That is what you have here at the top, very small. So I want to make it go round. I want to make it go around like a circle, because I want to convert it to logo. So I will give it a height as well. Height should be, let's say 60 as well, so I can be perfectly round. Then I will make it a border radius. A border radius of 50%. So let's take a look at the logo again and see. Now the logo is now round. I've converted it to something round, like a logo. So you can take a look at it. This is it. So it's round now. So I want to actually apply white around it. I will just say, I will apply border to it. Border. Then I will give it 5 pixel. Then I will make it solid. Then I will give it white. White is FFF hexadecimal. So now I should have the logo with white round something around it. So I just want to use this as my logo. Now the next thing is for me to style this to make sure this comes to the front here. Let me go back. Yeah, so that it can actually be at the front of the logo. So I will go back again. Then I will target my the nav. That's the nav link itself now. The nav link. But before I target the nav link, for me to make this to come to this area here, I need to go back to this container, this container that is holding it, and apply display as flex to this container. So I'll go back to this container here, and I will say display what is inside of you as flex. So immediately I apply flex, it should actually jump from here to this place. So it's now displaying it as flex. So I will now need to go again from there. I will come down to target the nav link now. Where's the nav link? This is the nav link. So it's an ID as well. It's not CSS. It's not a class, sorry. It's an ID. It is not a class. So I will target this, and I will go back to my CSS here. I will say it's an ID. So you start with your pound sign. Fine. So I will give it a width of 70%. 70%. Then after doing that, I will still go ahead again to target the same nav link. Then I will go down, nav link, then I will target the unordered list. So I need to go back and I will put unordered list here. Unordered list, then I will style the unordered list by saying, okay, the unordered list should be displayed in flex. What am I trying to do here is this. I want this write-up, these links, to not be on top of each other, to be horizontal, to be in the horizontal format. So I want it to be horizontal. So instead of lapping on each other or staying on top of each other, it should be in horizontal form. So I just come here and I will say my display here should be flex. So that should make it to display in horizontal. Now take a look at this now. Now it is in horizontal. So I now need to do something again. I need to justify the content. I will justify the content by using justify the content by using space between. That means there should be space in between the links. Now you see I have space in between the links. That is the function of the justify content. Now the next thing I want to do is to remove the bullets. To remove the bullets. So to remove the bullets, all I need to do is to come down. Then my palm sign again, nav links UL. So I need to target the list, which is this, the L high. So this is the tree form, nav links UL L high, to remove the bullets. Now I will come here and I will say the LI, then I will say the list style should be none. List style to be none. So that will actually remove the dots around it. That is the bullet. We call it bullet. All these ones. So it's gone. So now I need to remove, let me specify width for it. I need to give it a width. So that width, I will give it a width of 150 px. So that it can actually, you may not understand that, but by the time we keep going, you understand this. So a width has been assigned to each of the lists, and I want to remove the text decoration. The text decoration. That means the underline that is here. I want to remove it. And how do you do that? I will need to target this as well. The nav link, the UL, the LI, the A. So if you are removing the underline, all you need to target is the A, which is the anchor tag. So I'll go back to my CSS, then I will say the palm sign, the nav links, ULLI A, then I will say the text decoration should be none. Fine. Then after, now let's check and see what happened. Now the underline is gone. So I want to change the color of this text to white. All I need to do is to say the color for the text should be white. I will use hexadecimal FFF is for white. So if I go back to check my code, to check my front end, you can see it is now in white color. Now I want this text, I want it to be in between. Let's see who is there. So I want it to be in between the something, because as it is here now, it is aligned to the top. So I want it to be in between. That is in terms of the height, to be at the center. In terms of the height, vertical alignment. The vertical alignment for that. So I need to go back to the overall container, which is this. The container that is holding the logo and the text, to apply something to it called here. I will come here and I will say align the item, align item to center. So if I should go and check now, you will see my the links and the logo happens to be at the center of the overall wrapper. That is the container that is holding the two of them. Now I want to, because the logo now is touching the edge of the screen, so I want to apply something to it to justify it, and that is called the justify content. Justify content to I will use space. Let's say space between, because we have space between, we have space around. I will just use center. I will use center. I will use center for that. Now, sorry, excuse me. I will use center for that, so that it will be at the center. Now, this is it. So we have it at the center. We have it at the center here now. Now, the next thing I want to do now is I want to apply the over effect. I want to apply the over effect to the links. The over effect. So to apply the over effect now, all I need to do is to go back to my code. On my code here, I will just come down. I will say the nav links UL LIA. This is one of the link states that I taught you in the last class. So I will say background. I'm going to use two different colors for that. Background. So I'll be using linear gradients. The first color, I will use the RGB again, and I will open a bracket. I will use 194, comma, then I will use 3, comma, then I will use 76. I want to make use of two different colors. Then I will put a comma here. Then under RGB, I will use 97 here as well. 97, comma, I will use 2, then I will use 38 for this. So I should have my over. Whenever I over on it, then it should show me that over. Now this is it. Now I want to apply something to this to make it look more nice, which is called the padding, because this is exactly the size of the text. So I will go back to my code. Under the A tag, I will say padding. I will use 10 pixels for the up and down. Then for the side, for the left and right, 20 px. So let's take a look at that and say. So now I have this. I have this for my as over. Now the next thing I want to do, I want to make the over to be a bit round by applying something called the border radius. So still under the A tag, I will just say border radius, and I will make that one to be 50px. Now that should make it round. Fine. Now I have it in this form. Now make it round. So the next thing I want to do now is, if you take a look at this, by the time I point my mouse to it, it is too fast in terms of the over. So I need to apply something called the transition. So to apply transition, still under the A tag, I will say transition to the 0.5 seconds. So if I should go back now and check, you will see it is not as fast as before again. So there should be difference now, 0.5 seconds. Now the next thing I want to do now is the sub. I want to apply the sub to it now. Now to apply the sub, I will go back to the drop menu, and I will apply the sub. I will put some right up there to indicate the sub, and I will do that under the services. Now to apply the sub, you need to come in between. That is immediately after the closing A tag. That is the anchor tag. Immediately after the closing A tag, before the closing list tag. Don't forget, that is immediately after the closing A tag. A for Apple, A tag, before the closing list. That is where you need to put your sub. So I will come here and I will say the UL as well, just the same way we added it. LI, then how many do I want there? Excuse me. So how many do I want there? I want, let's say 5 as well. I will just say asterisk, then 5, then greater than A, then I will have a sub on that. So I have this now. I will make this to be a palm sign, the palm. So in between the tag, I will list the first one, graphics. Graphics, let me see. Let's put something here too. Let's say coding. Then this one here, let's say learning. Then this one here, let's say code hub. I think we just created that one. Code hub. Yes. Then the last one here, what can I put there? Let's say training. Training. Fine. If we go to the front end to check now, you will see this is the services and this is just what we added now. But this is not how we want it to look like. We want it to actually come in form of a drop down by the time you over on it. A drop down by the time you over on it. Now to achieve that, I will go back to my code, the drop down CSS, that is the CSS file. Then I will come here to do that, to do the styling. I will say the same nav link UL LI. Now this is where the magic comes in. Now UL, we are targeting nav link UL LI UL. Take note of that. The nav link, this is the hierarchy. Nav links followed by you target the UL, then you target the list, because this is actually the list where it comes in. So the nav link, you target the UL, you target the list, then you target the UL as well. So that means we are targeting UL, LI, UL. So we'll go back and we'll now say UL, LI, UL. So inside here now, I will say the display should be in block. The display should be in block. Fine. Then I will say again, the position. Now, let me show you. There won't be, if you say display to be in block, you can see it's now on top of each other, unlike before that it was on a straight line on top of each other. But it's actually struggling with the container, but we want it to come out of the container. We want it to come out of the container. So all we need to do is to do what? We'll come back here, then we'll say the position, I will set the position to be absolute. The position should be absolute. Then, if immediately you put position to be absolute, it should actually rectify by coming down like this. The position should be absolute like this. Now, it's underneath the services, but it's too close to each other. So, I will need to give it a background color for us to say. Let me give it a background color. Background color as let's use the same RGB. Let's use the 240, which is this. Fine. So now we have it. You can see now. So we have it on top of each other, but I want to space it out. So I need to apply something called the margin top. The margin top, margin top. I will make the margin top to be 10 px. With that, you should be able to space it down. That is the space in between the services and this one. So the next thing now is I need to target the list itself. The list, how you come here, you will say the same nav length UL, LI, UL, then the list. Let me go and show you. Let me show you what I'm trying to say. Now I want to target UL, LI, UL, then LI. That's what I want to do now. So UL, LI, UL, LI, which is the list under the new one that we just created. So say here, I will put the margin here, 20 for up and down, then is 0 for the side, left and right. So I should have it like this. Now I have it this way. Now, so I want the text. I want the text to be at the center. You want it to be at the left. Anyone you feel like. But I want mine to be at the center. So I will just say text align to center. So now the text will be at the center here. So Now the next one is I want a situation whereby it is only when I hover on this that this actually drops. It should not be like this. So it should be until when I hover before it drops. So for me to be able to achieve that, all you need to do is to come down and you will target something which is this. You will say the nav link as well, UL, then you will say LI over then the direct descendant, then UL. Then you come here and you will say display this as block. Now, before we do this, let me show you something. Now, if you take a look at this, it's actually still there. I'll firstly hide this thing. Let me hide it for you so that you understand what we are saying here. I will go to this place where we have the display here as block, and I will make the display here. I taught you this thing yesterday, none. So it is not going to show again because it has been on none. This is what I taught you yesterday. Now, it is not showing again. So we want it to show when we hover on it. We want it to come out. I taught you yesterday that I think the question was, where do you now make use of it? Now, this is one of the places where you can use it. I want a situation whereby when I hover on it, then it should come out. So I will go back, then I will come here and I will set my display here to be blocked. So that means that when I hover on this, you show. So it's only when you hover on it that it should show. You can see that the same way I can apply that to so many and so on. Now let's assume I want another sub again. Another sub to be under the training. Another sub menu to be under the training. So if I should point to the training, I should have another sub. All I need to do, I will go back to my code, which is, the code is here, the HTML. So under training here, immediately after you're closing a tag, then you come again, you're on other list, then LI, let's say I want 4 here instead of 5 now, then I will say 4, then greater than A, then I have this, let me close this. So inside here now, I want to put the palm sign, this is the hashtag to make it a, so in here now I will put, let's say designs, then the next one, let's say, what can I put, painting, then the third one, let's say printing, and the last one, let's say developers. Now here, if I should go back and check my front end, you see, by the time I point to training, it's underneath the training, but it should be by this side here. It should be by the side, not underneath the training. So how do I correct that? I'll go back to my CSS here, and I will say, under my CSS, all I need to do is to target that same way, the way I did the first one, which is this. I will just say the nav link ULLI, then LI. Don't forget the tree. ULLI, then U, which is the new one we just added. Then I will put here because I want the left to be, because the space here, let me show you. I want to apply a space here, which is called the left. That is the left position, and shift it here a bit. So I will just say left, and I will put the width which I specified here for each. Yes, the width for the list, each one. So the width is 150. So that's what I will use for the left here. So the left should be 150px as well. So that should actually move it to the side. So if I come, now it's by the side now. So I want to move it up a bit. So all I need to do is to now add this. The top, I will just say, let's say, is 0px. Now that should actually take it to the top of the page. Can you see? It's somewhere here, but it should be at the front here. So I need to apply something called on the list here. here, yes, I need to put something called a position, which is relative. So I will go back again. So if I should check, I should have it down here. You can see that. I should have it down here. I can easily beat. So it should actually move up a bit. And this is it. And that is how to create your sub menu.